Hello again. In this video we'll be going over how the bishop moves. Alright, these two pieces are called the bishops and they are located on the F. At the start of the game they'll be next to the king and next to the queen. Alright, so this is the dark squared bishop. It moves on the dark squared, and this will be the light squared bishop. It moves on the light squares. Alright, so this is the light squared bishop. It moves on the light squares, so this bishop can move in any direction diagonally on the light squares. Alright, so for instance this bishop can, so if I were to make my move, I could move this bishop here. This would be a correct move or a legitimate move, or it could move one square only. Right, so the whole idea is that the bishop moves diagonally in a specified color. Right, so the light squared bishop only moves on the light squares diagonally. Alright, it never moves on the dark squares. Alright, so this is the light squared bishop, this is white's light squared bishop, and that's the only piece that I'm moving. Okay, notice the way it is moving diagonally. Alright, okay, alright, so now let's go over this other piece. This is called the dark squared bishop, in that it moves on the dark squares. Alright, so this is white's dark squared bishop. Alright, so white has got a light squared bishop and a dark squared bishop. Alright, let's see how it moves. Alright, so the bishops move diagonally, so this one will be moving on the diagonals. Alright, on the dark squared diagonals. Alright, so let's see. Let's start by making this move. So that's a legitimate move. Alright, so I can move here, or I could move. So if I do this, it highlights all the possible moves that I can make. So I can come and sit on this square. That will be a move diagonally. I could come back here. That is a legitimate move. Alright, I could come here with this dark squared bishop. Notice the way it's moving only on the dark squares. Okay, alright, so the bishop is only moving on the dark squares. Alright, so I could move this bishop, the light squared one, and then I could move this dark squared one, and then I could move also this, and then that. So when the bishops are in this position, this light one is controlling all these squares. Those are all the squares that are being controlled by this light squared bishop. and then this dark squared bishop is controlling all these dark squares. Okay, so that's how the bishop moves. That's how it moves when at the start of the game. Okay, so let me just show you how the bishop goes on to capture. Okay, alright, we've been going over how the bishop moves. Alright, and we said this is the light squared bishop, and it can move on any of these squares where there's these small green dots. Alright, and we want to explore how the bishop actually captures. So when the bishop captures, for instance, this is a black piece and it is in line with our bishop. Okay, so our bishop only remember our bishop only moves diagonally. Right, so this piece is in line with our bishop, so we can capture it. All right, and it's our turn to move. All right, so the bishop captures like this here. All right, it occupies the space where the captured piece was. All right, so in this position again, we look at the possibilities of the bishop. The bishop can move there, and it can move back anyway along these squares, and it can also move here. All right, so it can capture this black pawn. Right, so if I want to capture, I can then come and capture like that. Okay, right, again the bishop can capture this pawn. All right, so let me go ahead and capture it. Okay, right, so that is how basically the bishop captures. All right, the bishop, the dark squared bishop, is now firing this pawn here. All right, so if I want to take it, I can simply capture it like that. Alright, so that's all on how the bishop moves and how it captures. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you.